the only reason why I'm even on social media is just to see what she's posted.
Good job. Good job.
You gotta be ready.
Yeah, I mean, I was just in Europe and I watched the women run the 400, and the clothes are right there. They go get their clothes, they come back, they lay down the track with their phones, and they're on social media. And I go, are you serious? That's the first thing you're thinking about? Really? And I'm calling my colleagues, I go, this is crazy. And I feel badly for these young people with social media because it's really hurt them. As much as they may like it, their identities, their self-esteem, everything is tied up in this, and how many likes you get, and how many reposts, and I can't put them down because who knows, if we were born into it, we'd be responding the same way we already do. We stick to our phones already, but there's certain things that, you know, she has a publicist, we have a publicist that we work with, that we try to you know, make sure we talk to her before certain things, but you know, they're young people.
Yeah.
They're impulsive.
Yeah.
You know, if someone says something they don't like, you know, they may respond, and by the time you hit post or send, the whole world has seen it. And then people call me up, what do you think about, what are you talking about? I didn't even see it yet. Yeah, like I said, we just try to stay within the colored lines as best we can. When some people have different opinions. I always tell people, you don't know her. You got to know her, you love her. You know, a lot of that is just her protective mechanism. You know, the fear factor. You know, what do you want? You know, that kind of thing. It's natural, and so that's how she kind of maybe keep people at bay, because you know, invading her space and she doesn't know you and what you want. That happened with me too. I had to earn the trust. You know. Just to give it to me, you know, I had to show that, you know, I had her back. And yeah, there's nothing that we don't talk about. It doesn't matter if I disagree. I will always give her the space to tell me what her mindset was, and let her tell me if it was the right thing or an indifferent thing to do. Not so much me telling her what I thought it was, because part of the growth is for her to understand and come to the realization, not for me to tell her.
Yeah.
Because I think it backfires as I'm trying to use my age against her. She has the right to be 22 years old. And 22-year-olds, you know what they do. So, yeah, she's a baby. So we just talk. I go, okay, so what do you think about that? She goes, she'll tell me certain things. She goes, well, I probably could have said it differently. I go, what do you mean? Well, I go, oh, you think? So she comes to the realization, and I just listen to her. Because it's not my place. It's just kind of guiding her, and yeah. So, but she's a sweet girl, you know. And all young people have challenges. You know, hers are just more public. Yeah.
Do you think, like, I guess the way she is though is hugely refreshing for the sport, in terms of, like, even though it's so raw and probably at times a little, you know, misguided, I suppose, but the fact that the fans are responding to that so well because it's so refreshing to see.
So those people, like her fans who love that, she's like a champion for them, because they're like, she's kind of a voice of the voiceless, who don't have the power to really say what they really want to mean, right? Because for whatever reasons, and she says it without, you know, making excuses. So they're like, I've had people, I feel that way, and she just spoke for me. So that's why these people gravitate. And then you have the others who are like, how dare this female, black female of all things, be this brash and arrogant, because that's usually reserved for guys. They're more acceptable for guys. So now you have this, the next iteration of FloJo with a voice, not just a flair, but all this, and they're going, whoa, what is that? And then it's not an act. That's who that person is. So there'll be a group that, you know, feel a certain way about it, and then there'll be the others that just love it, because they're like, well, if you don't like it, then don't watch her.
But you're not trying to change it much. Is that be the kind of?
If I did that, then I think I would be selling her out as far as her true self, her authentic self. And who am I to tell her who to be and how to be? You know, not everyone's gonna respond the way I do, so how I can't pass that on to anyone else. My core values are, just be respectful of people. Don't try to intentionally insult anyone. And she may get into some battles on social media, but that's where someone is saying something back and she's going back at it. So that's youth. But yeah, and then she's still learning. Like she didn't know who Max Eagle was. That's the CEO. She just met Susan Hazard yesterday, and I said, you need to get to know her. You need to get to know her. And we talked about all that. So she was open, but she didn't know. I was up with her last night at 1 o'clock, kind of giving her the ABCs of certain things. Because a lot of these kids, they just come to the tracks. They're insulated by all of this. So when things happen, they don't even know. And so that's why I try to take time to have her understand this whole process. It's like, okay, this is what you can do. Like, she didn't know. I said, you're a member of USA Track and Field, the member federation. That's like an NFL player with the NFL, an NBA player with the NBA. There's consequences. So, we can go out there, but we can't go that far out there because they can control how you can compete or not compete. She didn't know that. It's not her fault. She didn't know that.
And when did she learn that?
Last night. Last night.
And you represented to me when she was talking about, don't use my